You see it in the movies, Fast and the Furious. I mean, it's Fast and the Furious here in Salt Lake City.
New at 10, it was not a good weekend for several drivers who are now trying to get their cars out of the police impound lot. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Heidi Hatch.
And I'm Jamie McGriff. Those drivers can't say they didn't have fair warning. Our Jeremy Harris reported earlier this year about changes to state law meant to crack down on street racing.
In an exclusive report, several alleged street racers are now feeling the sting of that new law tonight. And Jeremy Harris is live for us. Jeremy, you got to see this all go down firsthand.
Yeah, we did, Heidi. And, you know, we're not talking about just racing between the red lights here on State Street. We're talking about organized street races with speeds over 100 miles an hour. Police told me earlier this year they were going to crack down on it, and several racers found out this weekend they weren't bluffing. These are the lucky ones, filtering past the police cruisers that block the entrances to an industrial area near SR 201 in Bangerter. The unlucky ones had to sit and wait for cops to tell them their fate.
We'll see what happens.
Troy was one of the unlucky ones.
It's hard to do it anywhere else besides like streets because they shut down the other racetrack.
Troy says he came out here to race and maybe just impress his date.
I brought her along because this is like our first date, so yeah.
One hell of a first date.
I guess so, yeah.
But the police weren't impressed.
The kids see what's happening in the movies and think that, oh, I'm untouchable.
Troy's car was one of 11 to get impounded this weekend.
It's Fast and the Furious here in Salt Lake City.
UHP and Salt Lake City police had eyes on the races and moved in with force.
If they get caught, they get their car impounded.
The police are using a strengthened state law that went into effect earlier this year. SB 53 makes it easier for police to seize non-street legal cars used in races and up the charge for street racing to a Class A misdemeanor, which meant a trip to jail for at least 6 drivers, including Troy.
We've seen serious accidents, we've seen shootings.
Earlier this year, 2 News Investigates profiled cases of death and serious injury at these takeover-style street races.
Okay, anybody not involved, go home.
Body cams show one of those fatal crashes last year during a similar event when a driver made a U-turn in front of 2 cars that were racing. Police say these organized races are much more serious than just weekend fun and games.
Until someone winds up dead, and it's your child that we have to knock on your door and say, sir, I'm sorry to tell you this.
Now, in total, police impounded 11 cars. There were at least 6 arrests, and I'm also told 3 of those drivers whose cars were impounded were minors. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, oh, well, I'll never go to a street race, so this doesn't apply to me. But that same law for street racing also stiffened the penalty for drivers who get caught going over 100 miles an hour on the highway. So the bottom line here from police and lawmakers in Utah is keep those speeds down. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Jeremy Harris, KUTV 2 News.